face still carries the battle scars from his brutal war against Artur Beterbiev, even though their fight happened over 3 months ago. The swelling under his eyes is a painful reminder of the power Beterbiev unleashed on him, proving just how dangerous the unified light heavyweight champion truly is. Now, with their rematch just weeks away, the big question is, can Bivol survive another war, or will Beterbiev break him once and for all? The first fight was a test of endurance, skill, and heart. But this time, the stakes are even higher. Bivol, known for his technical style, must find a way to avoid Beterbiev's heavy hands because one mistake could cost him everything. The Russian boxer is getting a second chance at redemption, but with Beterbiev expected to start even faster and more aggressively, does he have what it takes to change the outcome? The tension surrounding this rematch is sky high, with promoter Eddie Hearn still convinced that Bivol deserved to win the first fight, despite the decision going to Beterbiev. But in the ring, opinions don't matter, only results do. Last time, Bivol tried to use movement to escape Beterbiev's pressure, but as soon as the champion cut off the ring and started landing his shots, the tide turned dramatically. Now, Beterbiev knows exactly what to expect, and he won't waste time chasing Bivol around the ring. Instead, he will bring the fight to him from the opening bell, forcing Bivol into deep waters. Will be able to handle the storm this time, or will Beterbiev's relentless attack break his spirit again? February 22 end will give us the answer. And one thing is for sure, this fight is going to be an all-out war that boxing fans cannot afford to miss. Dmitry Bivol's face still shows the effects of his brutal fight against Artur Beterbiev, even though it happened over 3 months ago on October 12 in Riyadh. The impact of Beterbiev's powerful punches has left visible swelling under both of Bivol's eyes, a lingering reminder of just how much damage he endured in that fight. Despite the time that has passed, the puffiness has not completely disappeared, highlighting the kind of punishment he took in the ring. As Bivol now prepares for their highly anticipated rematch, set to take place in just 22 days on February 22, he faces a critical challenge. He must figure out a way to minimize the number of clean shots he takes from Beterbiev, because the last thing he needs is to suffer even more swelling on top of what is already there. Their first fight was a tough battle, with Bivol putting up a strong effort but ultimately falling short, losing by a 12-round majority decision. However, now he has another chance to prove himself and correct the mistakes he made in the first fight. This rematch is not just about redemption for Bivol, but also about showing that he can adjust his strategy and withstand the relentless pressure from Beterbiev. Promoter Eddie Hearn has expressed his belief that Artur Beterbiev will start the rematch much faster than he did in their first fight. In the previous bout, Beterbiev was somewhat patient in the early rounds, taking time to find his rhythm before turning up the pressure in the second half. However, Hearn expects a different approach this time around, with Beterbiev coming out aggressively right from the opening bell. He knows that if he allows Bivol to build an early lead again, it could become a difficult fight to control. In their first fight, Bivol used a lot of movement to try and avoid Beterbiev's power shots, particularly in the later rounds. Beterbiev, now fully aware of this tactic, is unlikely to let Bivol escape so easily this time. This means Bivol will need to be extremely sharp, using his footwork and defensive skills to stay out of trouble while still finding opportunities to land his own punches. The rematch is shaping up to be another intense battle, with both fighters needing to make key adjustments to come out on top. Despite the loss, Eddie Hearn still firmly believes that Bivol deserved to win their first fight. In his eyes, the fight was very close, and the main difference came down to the championship rounds, which he admits were won by Beterbiev. However, he maintains that Bivol did enough in the earlier rounds to secure the victory. Hearn has been vocal about his frustration with the result, insisting that Bivol's performance should have been rewarded with a win. He has even gone as far as to say that if he were one of the judges, he would have scored the fight in favor of Bivol. This opinion, however, has not been widely accepted, as many observers felt that Beterbiev's power and relentless pressure made the difference. Some have criticized Hearn for being biased toward his fighter, unwilling to accept the reality of the defeat. Regardless of the debate, one thing is clear: Bivol will need to do even more in the rematch to leave no doubt in the minds of the judges. This rematch is expected to be another thrilling encounter between two of the best light heavyweights in the world, Both fighters are considered among the elite in their division, and their contrasting styles make for an exciting clash. Bivol's technical boxing skills, movement, and speed will once again be tested against Beterbiev's raw power, aggression, and relentless pressure. The fight is also gaining significant attention because of its association with Riyadh season, which has been bringing major boxing events to Saudi Arabia. Promoter Frank Warren has acknowledged that without the backing of Riyadh season, this fight might not have happened so soon or on such a big stage. The added spotlight makes the stakes even higher, as both fighters know that a victory here will not only solidify their legacy, but also open doors for even bigger opportunities in the future. As the fight approaches, anticipation is building, and fans are eager to see if Bivol can make the necessary adjustments or if Beterbiev will once again prove too powerful to handle. Bivol's strategy in the rematch will be crucial if he wants to avoid the same fate as last time. In the first fight, he started strong, using his jab and movement to control the early round. However, as the fight progressed, Beterbiev's power shots began to wear him down, forcing him to fight more defensively. This time around, Bivol cannot afford to retreat for long stretches of the fight. He will need to find ways to stay active, land clean punches, and avoid getting caught in exchanges where Beterbiev's power could overwhelm him. His stamina and ability to maintain his pace for all 12 rounds will play a significant role in determining whether he can outbox Beterbiev and convince the judges that he is the rightful winner. Simply running and avoiding punches won't be enough. He must also impose his own offense to keep Beterbiev from dictating the pace of the fight. On the other hand, Beterbiev will likely focus on cutting off the ring more effectively than he did in their first encounter. He struggled early on to close the distance against Bivol, but once he did, the fight shifted in his favor. Knowing this, he may aim to be more aggressive from the start, not allowing Bivol the time or space to establish his rhythm. His ability to pressure Bivol effectively without becoming reckless will be key. If he can trap Bivol along the ropes or in the corners, he will have the best chance of landing his devastating power shots. Beterbiev has built a reputation as a relentless finisher, and if he senses any weakness in Bivol, he will not hesitate to capitalize on it. The question is whether Bivol has the defensive discipline and endurance to withstand that pressure for an entire fight. The mental aspect of the rematch is just as important as the physical one. Bivol has never suffered a defeat before his fight with Beterbiev, and now he faces the challenge of bouncing back from a tough loss. How he responds mentally will be a huge factor in determining his performance. If he enters the ring with doubts or hesitation, Beterbiev will exploit it and take full control of the fight. However, if Bivol approaches this rematch with confidence and the determination to prove himself, he may be able to make the necessary adjustments to turn the tables. Meanwhile, Beterbiev's confidence is at an all-time high. He knows he has the power to hurt Bivol and has already proven that he can beat him. This psychological edge could push him to be even more aggressive, believing that he can break Bivol down once again. With the fight just weeks away, the excitement surrounding this rematch continues to build. Fans and analysts are divided on what will happen this time around. Will Bivol be able to learn from his mistakes and find a way to neutralize Beterbiev's relentless attack? Or will Beterbiev once again impose his strength and walk away with another dominant victory? The stakes are incredibly high, with the undisputed light heavyweight championship on the line. Both fighters know that a win here will not only solidify their place in boxing history, but also set up potential blockbuster fights in the future. As February 22 approaches, the world will be watching to see if Bivol can rise to the occasion, or if Beterbiev will once again prove why he is one of the most feared punchers in the sport.